Kevin Harlan.
Sweet tea, you put like 8
Lemonade.
sugars.
Take it away.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, from everyone here at 2K Sports. Nothing like the NBA for Turkey Day. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. You can feel the energy here at Air Canada Center. The Raptors looking to please their fans in this Eastern Conference matchup and going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season. Last year, they were humiliated in their matchup, losing every game in 4 tries.
And in this matchup, last season, not one of the games went their way.
And guys, they suffered a clean sweep, and for one of the best teams in the league, that cannot sit well. You know they'll come to play tonight.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. So the Bulls 5 right now. Rose is the 1 with Butler is the 2. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's McDermott in at the 3 slot. Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got the first points of the night for the Raptors. Well, the Raptors show they can be a force in offense once again. That was very clearly a strength of the team last year, Griffin.
Yeah, and Toronto has a lot of guys that can hurt you in a variety of ways. They can score in the half court, but are really explosive enough to get out and run if teams want to push the tempo.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What did you find out, DB?
And he said a big factor in this game will be how well they're able to handle Kyle Lowry. He admitted being a fan of his game, saying he's a tough athletic guard who really competes. Defense, rebounding, attack the paint, he'll take it to you. We've got to be ready to match his motor and his aggressiveness. Kevin, are they up to it?
Thanks again, Doris.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
That'll be a 5-second call.
Move call.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. Knocked away. Rose passes to Gasol. Good! Gasol's got his first points of the game.
And right out of the gates, they are locked and loaded. 3 straight scores early.
The shot by Lowry, no good.
Oh, my goodness. That's like temporary insanity right there.
Do you think he realizes we've actually got a game, a serious game taking place here? I have my doubts, partner.
For Toronto, they come in off the loss to Cleveland.
And it's a tough game to lose. I mean, they actually put up a pretty solid effort, I thought. But when you're battling for a road win, even when you play hard, nothing's guaranteed.
Well, Greg, I think you've got to try to convert the positives. Take them into the momentum of your next game and use them for momentum. And then take what you did well and double down the efforts here tonight.
So many people overlook Pau Gasol prior to last season, seem to think that Clark, he was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game, and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after him.
You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on. Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Now, here's Rose. A 23-point game for him in the win against Philadelphia.
And also, his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
Here's Butler. DeRozan with the rebound.
4 or 5 to start the game. That's their first miss.
And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact.
McDermott can't get it to go.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Patterson with it. Now defended by McDermott. Carroll dishes to Patterson. Carroll kicks to Patterson. Passes it to Carroll. Back to Patterson. Raptors moving the ball around. On the clock. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
All right, a chance here to check out Kyle Lowry. last year getting it done. He averaged about 17 points a game last year, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Yeah, you know, you just plug him in. He's a flat-out scoring machine. When you plug him up, let him go.
Joseph, he's checked in for Toronto. Butler with the ball. 38 points for him last game against Philadelphia. Right side Gibson. 6 to shoot. McDermott kicks to Gibson. That's a 2 from Butler. And it comes off the front of the rim. Raptors trail by 6. To the left side wing. Here's Carroll. And again, Toronto no luck.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Lets it go. That doesn't go either for Butler.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
And that'll make a pair of turnovers for him in just the last few minutes. So he's got to be a little bit more deliberate with the ball out there.
Now the Bulls with it. They're on an 11-3 run right now. Now here's Rose. Gasol passes to Butler. Goes up on the block. Butler missing again.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. With this break in the action, we can show you the teams that had the most rebounds last season. The Bulls third.
It was really an impressive campaign for their bigs. And honestly, I think the whole team did a great job of getting bodies on bodies and controlling that defensive backboard.
Now here's Rose. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Patterson against Butler. Kicks to Gibson. He dishes it to Rose. Pulls it from the elbow. No luck. And Toronto will come the other way. And here's DeRozan. He's coming off a 16-point game against Cleveland.
And how about the extraordinary display of his passing in that game? He was making all the right decisions and had their offense humming.
Biyombo is checked in for the Raptors. Scola comes in for Patrick Patterson. Outside Butler. The dish now to Gasol. And Butler, here we go. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Butler's got his second basket.
Gets one to fall, but only his second make in the first 7 attempts.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Powell, he's checked in for Toronto. Shot by Joseph, no good. Here's Chicago. They're on a 15-3 run. Rose goes in. Here's Butler. Offensive rebound. Gasol shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Gasol's got 6.
And no doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
In transition, here come the Bulls. They get it back.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
And again, Toronto no up. Chicago leading by 12. Three-pointer, Butler, and the Bulls another 3.
How about the start that they've gotten off to here? Huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense too.
Now here's Joseph. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And Gasol sends it back. Powell dishes to DeRozan. Toronto working the ball around now. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Scola. And again, Toronto no up. Now Chicago's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Rose against DeRozan. The baseline J. And the basket by Rose. Rose has got his second basket of the night.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out.
Now Butler. Following Luis Scola's three-point attempt. Here's Gasol. Takes it off the glass. Gasol's got 8 points.
And the lead's not getting any smaller. Just an incredibly well-rounded performance here on the road.
And how good a feeling is that for this team to dominate the way they did in front of a hostile crowd? That is a satisfying feeling for the victors.
The Raptors making a switch here. Ross is checked in. Chicago also making some changes. Joakim Noah's checked in for Gasol. Portis comes in for Taj Gibson. And Mirotic subbed in for McDermott. Butler goes back up. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, we've got a moment to look back at last year's Bulls. 3rd in rebounding, 3rd in free throw percentage. And they also showed up in the top 5 in opponent field goal percentage. A very improved defensive team.
Yeah, and going back to their rebounding, very few teams could outmuscle them inside. The size and toughness to scrap for every carom off the backboard.
Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, that actually excellent talent to make it special, and that combination is a winning one.
Now here's Butler. He has 7.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
And he makes the first.
And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register 1 win against every other team in the league back in 2015.
And that's going to be a turnover. They call him for 8 seconds.
They've had a real difficult time this half, Kevin. No surprise the score reflects the amount of turnovers. That's the story right now. They've had way too many miscues.
And the focus, guys, has to be about staying within your offense. A little too much freelance going on in terms of the plays, and that's what gets you in trouble.
And, you know, getting back to that point about the Bulls beating every team in the league, only the Spurs and Warriors were the other teams to do that. Goes to show just how tough last year's Bulls squad was.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take them long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back. A splendid pass that time by Rose.
Here's Joseph. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Biyombo. Off target from outside.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Clark, a little disparity there in the rebound numbers, but some of that comes down to how the ball bounces. Let's see if it evens out.
Here is Ross. Following the score by Derrick Rose. Ross kicks to Biyombo. From deep. Shot is off. Great defense that time from Noah. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. That one goes. Count it.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
And so here's Toronto. Baseline jumper. Scola, no luck.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Now here's Scola. And the Raptors miss again.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Here's Butler. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Butler's got 10 points.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
And that's going to be a treble.
A moment here to see the stats for Jimmy Butler. Last season, he played outstanding. Averaged about 20 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he was their top scorer throughout last season.
Well, his teammates knew whenever they really needed a basket, just look his way.
And the Bulls making a change here. Moore's checked in. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
And the pressure defense turning into high percentage shot opportunities. And if you're the coach, that's just what you're looking for.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
Now Joseph, he hasn't yet put up any points in this one. The shot by Powell, no good.
And already we've got a very lopsided edge on the boards for them.
Yeah, +5. As you mentioned, that didn't take very long, did it?
Moore outside. There's the feed to Rose. Back to Moore for 3. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now here's Ross. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It's going to go on Nikola Mirotic.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Rose with the ball. He's got 8. There's a screen. Off the pick. Again, Chicago.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
Yeah.
And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound excitement playing with the Chicago Bulls.
I mean, I think it's been noticeable.
I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark, was great.